who have beaten the Salford City Reds, best win of the weekend so far. Now we come to the second game of the Sunday, and what a confrontation this should be. The Leeds Rhinos against the Bradford Bulls. This is the way the two sides will line up here, and we'll begin with the Leeds Rhinos. They have Brent Webb at full-back, Ben Jones-Bishop on his return to Headingley, Brett Delaney, Keith Senior going around again, Ryan Hall, Kevin Sinfield captains the team at standoff, and Rob Burrow is the scrum half. And up front we've got Kylie Luluwai, Danny Badeiras and Ben Cross in the front row, Jamie Jones-Buchanan, Ali Lauatiti and Carl Ablett. And on the bench it is Ian Kirk, Luke Burgess, Callum Watkins and Jay Pitts. And the coach, the new Leeds coach for 2011, it's Brian McDermott. For the Bradford Bulls, much changed, new look, and it's Shad Royston at full-back, then it's Gareth Rayner, Patrick Arvan, Chev Walker and Michael Platt. Brett Carney is alongside Kyle Briggs. Up front, Andy Lynch captains the side of prop forward alongside Heath Lestrange and Bryn Hargreaves. Olivier Elima is in the second row with Elliot Whitehead, and Jamie Langley is the loose forward. And then the bench is occupied here by Nick Scruton, Matt Diskin, Craig Kopchak and Ian Sibbett. And the coach, a new coach at Odsal as well, it's former St Helens boss Mick Potter. Well, we saw Salford in the first game, who have never won in the Magic weekend. Here we're seeing a Leeds Rhinos team that has never lost a Magic fixture, the only 100% record in the game. And the Bulls have won just 1 of 8 against Leeds since 2007, but they did draw at Headingley 20-all last year. What does this second match of the Sunday Magic weekend have in store for us? Let us find out. We go to the commentators. Bill Arthur is alongside Phil, Terry and Paul, but Bill, it's all yours.
And Leeds Rhinos on the field in their vivid change kits. And in from the rain, these two sides, they've been warming up outside on the Arms Park pitch. It is chucking it down at the moment in Cardiff. It's a chilly day as well, so they're thankful to be indoors here at the Millennium Stadium with the roof shut. Steve Ganson ready to take charge of this, and your mind goes back to 2007 and the meeting between these two sides. The Leeds won at the last with that controversial Jordan Tansey try. And the memory lives long in the minds of the Bradford Bulls supporters still. They just won't let it go. Well, this is their opportunity to exact a little bit of revenge here, as they face a Leeds Rhinos side who've got the best opening day record in Super League. 13 wins from 15 round 1 matches since 1996. Wakefield, the last side to beat Leeds on the opening day, that was back in 2000. Can the Bradford Bulls upset that sort of Leeds domination on the opening day of the new season? It's a much changed Bull side. Mick Potter very keen to get going now. All the preparation is over. Now the talking finishes, and these two sides go head to head in one of the big rivalries in rugby league.
Well, you only get one chance to make a first impression, and both Mick Potter and Brian McDermott aim to impress their supporters here today with their first showing in the season. Good start there by Bradford side, cleared the set here, and as the underdogs going into the game, they're showing a good deal of enthusiasm here now to close down the threats that Brent Webb possesses on those kick returns.
Saw Patrick Arvan in the tackle there for the Bulls, big number 5, and he is a formidable character. Similarities in the Bulls supporters' minds with Leslie Vinacolo, but Patrick Arvan suggesting that he is no volcano, he is his own man, but he's a big winger in the Bulls tradition in that position. It's Leeds though in possession. New coaching partnership at the Bulls. Jimmy Lowe's in the foreground, by Brian McDermott just behind him as the Leeds break through with Badeiras. Of course, Matt Diskin no longer there. The ball is knocked on. It'll be the turnover, says Steve Ganson. Leeds going for it on the last tackle. Didn't come off for them. Almost did though. Badeiras have had some support.
Yeah, I breathed a sigh of relief then, just from one aspect, that there was no clear penalties blown by Steve Ganson. Had a busy pre-season in the trial matches. The speed of the line has caught my eye straight away. Both teams flying off the mark, really getting good upper body contact, numbers in, and then working very well with the referee to get out, get back on side, and get back in the line.
Thumping tackle by Delaney there. Here goes Brett Carney. Bit of a change. Mark Herbert not able to play for the Bulls with his hamstring injury, their new recruit, so that means that Carney and Briggs are the half-back partners for the Bulls. That one is hoisted. Across comes Brent Webb. At one moment it looked as though he was struggling to get there, but he made up ground very quickly, did the full-back.
Well, lots of teams kick the ball high in the air on the last tackle, but some do it more dangerously than others. There you saw the distance that Brent Webb had to make to get across and get that possession there, and the threat really that Bradford won. Dangerous kicks on the last play will be a goal for Mick Potter's side today, I'm sure.
Jamie Jones Buchanan is collared by Michael Platt. Platt playing on the wing for Mick Potter's side. Shad Royston selected at full-back.
Danny Medeiros, it's going to be very interesting to see how long he lasts on the park and what Brian McDermott does with his team selection. There's no hooker on the bench, and I've got a feeling that you're going to see Rob Burrow go to 9 and maybe pull Brent Webb up into the half-back role. There is Patrick Arvan, and Arvan gets a good offload away to Brett Carney as he was being upended. Arvan.
Well, it's great, isn't it, inside the first 4 minutes of this game, the number of offloads, the willingness to entertain, keep the ball alive. Off they go down the centre.
Heath Lestrange, sniping run up the middle from Lestrange. He was ever present for the Bulls last season in a torrid campaign. They finished 10th in the table, their worst ever Super League placing. They're looking to do something about that. 2 years in the wilderness for the Bulls, no playoff involvement for them, hoping to turn it around as Lestrange chips the kick in. And Ben Jones Bishop having to retrieve the situation for a Leeds side who finding themselves facing up to a very determined looking Bulls side in the opening exchanges here.
Both
early
sides
days.
just sparring away, Bill. You're right, very early. Sparring away, just jabbing each other at the moment to find out what the line and length of that punch is going to be. Good flat balls, nobody taking too much of a risk. Completions, well, there we go, just a little bit of a nudge in. Jamie Jones Buchanan fighting for the win. You can see he's got knees and elbows, and Arvan just doesn't let go. You've got to release. If you've lost the collision, get out the way, concede at first and second marker, and trust your line to do the work in defence.
First penalty of the game then, Patrick Arvan, the culprit, and it takes Leeds up to the halfway line. Here's another Leeds new recruit, Ben Cross, 32 years of age, a former Newcastle colleague of Danny Medeiros, so they've got some linkage there. Cross has taken a bang, he's in back play at the moment, just I think spitting a bit of blood as Sinfield ships it on to Webb. Webb out wide to Ben Jones Bishop, he's got the legs, he's got the corner, he's got the try. First blood to the Rhinos, and Ben Jones Bishop back at the club after a year, learning his trade with Harlequins under Brian McDermott, ironically, into the side. Others waiting in the wings, but Ben Jones Bishop, 22 years of age, in great form already with 2 tries against the Crusaders in a pre-season game, and the first try of this one.
Well, this has to be really the penalty there that's given them the situation, holding on in the tackle, but they did capitalise on this. 2 strong runs to get them to centre field. And then Sinfield's involvement to run straight rather than towards the sideline helped create the space, and some brilliant skill to put Ben Jones Bishop in that corner. This is the team try of the weekend so far for me. Sinfield's involvement is crucial, as is the pass there from Brent Webb. Perfectly placed and invitingly so for Ben Jones Bishop.
Ben Jones Bishop, who had a nasty injury last season, nasty head injury at one point, recovered well from that, hence the scrum cap. Now Sinfield. Of course, no Danny Maguire, no Jamie Peacock still for this Leeds Rhinos side, both of them coming back from serious knee injuries. And Kevin Sinfield's radar not locked on yet. Surely won't be too long before it locks on.
More successful teams, if you look at the fullbacks in Brent Webb, he's like an extra halfback, the way that he gets the ball, he takes it to the line, and that's what I'm sure Brian McDermott wants his Leeds side to do. He wants his team to play at the line, and Ben Jones Bishop, fine example and a perfect try for Leeds Rhinos.
That ball from Brent Webb was as good a pass as we've seen or will see all weekend or all season. It was absolutely first class.
And it's left Gareth Rayner in no man's land as well. Former Leeds man up against his old club.
Dominant!
From the return.
Stand!
Dominant,
One.
cries the referee. It was from Lynch and Hargreaves in the tackle there.
2. Move! Hold!
Leeds looking to get back into the winner's circle after a blank last year and looking to give it some width early on by the look of things. And Ryan Hall able to offload, the tackle wasn't completed.
Bradford have tried to gain some control by compressing the defences, but I think Leeds have recognised the space now that allows them out wide. Good offload again there by Sinfield. See Ryan Hall here, look, keeping the ball alive, his arms aren't grounded. They want to propel and promote the ball whenever possible.
Ball, move, hold, go.
Just inside the Bulls half now, Rob Burrow takes it up and Laatiti able to skip away and then do what he does best, offload, but there was nobody there. Just flung that one really in hope that there would be somebody in support. Instead, there was Jamie Langley there to claim the ball for the Bulls.
Was a blind pass from Laatiti, but it just shows, doesn't it, the confidence of a ball player like that going into collision. Couldn't see who was, he just knew either A, someone was coming, or B, someone should have been.
Well, while Leeds have enjoyed the opening day for the last few years, the Bulls haven't won on the opening day since 2007.
Keep it going. It's good.
So they've got a bit of work to do here.
A penalty awarded here now to Bradford. We've waxed lyrically about Leeds and their attacking skill and their willingness to offload the ball, but if they're going to make the grand final this year, it's the defence that I think needs to improve. They went backwards last year in that area, and this is the first serious test of it.
First opportunity really for the Bulls to just test this Leeds defence. Lynch has lost that ball as he drove it in, but it was stolen, says the referee. Ben Cross penalised, so Leeds right back on their own try line. Langley through, oh, the pass, and again I think Langley tackled with. Now he's sent somebody to the sin bin as well, Steve Jansen.
Well, it was almost a try-scoring position. In fact, it was one. Very close to award a penalty try here. The players held back as Langley goes through and passes the ball.
Delaney is in the bin.
Just tackles a man on suspicion.
So Leeds up against it now. Coming up to 10 minutes, they're down to 12 men. Bradford, they don't need to throw it around like crazy things. Just keep their heads. They've got numerical supremacy now. They've got Leeds on the rack.
He's lost that
and
ball.
Lost the ball.
He's lost that ball. Heath Lestrange. Good pressure by Jamie Jones Buchanan.
Dodged the bullet. 3 consecutive back-to-back penalties. A man down, defending your try line. Bradford lose the ball.
Okay, lads.
Heath Lestrange under pressure from Jamie Jones Buchanan, and Leeds captain Kevin Sinfield was in there backslapping his teammates, galvanising them for the next 10 minutes when they're really going to be up against it.
And that's what it's about, build a game. It's about when one of your teammates makes the mistake, are you going to show up and help him out?
Leeds ahead by 4 points to 0, but trailing in terms of players on the pitch. Delaney in the bin for that professional foul. Here's Kylie Lulawai now, motoring forward, the 32-year-old prop.
Move! Hold! Good, go.
Burrow, well, that pass was misdirected. Had Ben Cross on his shoulder, but not where the pass went, and then the penalty conceded.
It's a real opportunity now for Bradford to get excited here for 10 minutes. We've seen them under pressure. The penalty, the ball stripped free. Brett Delaney is sitting there now for an anxious another 8 minutes or so, hoping that his team can hang on. And they're tested again here now, close inside their own quarter.
The Bulls having a good spell of possession and territorial advantage as well here. They've been camped in the Leeds half for the last 4 or 5 minutes. Can they turn it into points? Heath Lestrange organising things. Carl Briggs now. Little chip kick ahead. Nobody there for Leeds. Elliot Whitehead was for the Bulls, but it's going to be a video ref decision. Was Whitehead onside? Richard Silverwood is the video ref. Did the youngster just go a little bit too soon? He's celebrating. And Leeds were caught cold there.
Well, with generous in-goal areas in the Millennium Stadium, kickers with skill and accuracy can take on full advantage. And I think he is onside. It's well-timed run and an excellently placed kick here. One of the most consistent performers for Bradford last season. He starts this season in great form here. Elliot Whitehead, I think, scored the first try.
He's just 21 years of age, Elliot Whitehead. He's one of the big hopes at the Bulls. And the hopes are that he's got them level with this try. He has first of the season for the former electrician, sparking the Bulls into life with that one.
Remarkable how the game can change in an instant. I honestly thought that that's where the ball just come loose. I was going to say about Ben Cross, he's a very, very experienced player. He just found it difficult to get to the pace of this. Beautiful little chip through. The space out wide because Leeds are down a man. 3 consecutive penalties, and I was just going to say they started the game better and are now behind on the scoreboard.
Patrick Arvan's goal kicking has been impressive already for his new club in the pre-season friendlies. That one's on target as well. And the Bulls are making the Rhinos pay for having Brett Delaney in the sin bin.
Well, this is again a high view there. The kick's an accurate one in the goal area, but the timing of the run, well, almost indefensible, isn't it? That sort of play when it's done with that timing and accuracy. Great work for a great young player.
Well, 2 young players are Kyle Briggs, who set the championship alight last year with Featherstone.
Okay.
And Elliot Whitehead, mature play from Elliot Whitehead. He called that play. Kyle Briggs put a perfect kick in for Elliot to score that try.
Here he is again, Whitehead. He got a 4th-minute try against Leeds last season on Sky. It was a game that the Bulls eventually lost 26 points to 12. Here they're ahead by 6 points to 4.
Goodness me, that was a solid shot there then. Carl Luluai, full-blooded right into the ribs. And then there was another 3 just to hold him, catch him and throw him on the floor.
Here.
Briggs, there he is with the kick.
Onside.
Yeah, can he make the step up? That's the question for Carl Briggs. Over 600 points in the last 3 seasons in the championship level of the game, but this is a tall order.
I think he can. He's got all the tools in the toolbox. He's a very gifted player. With and without the ball, he likes to defend.
I've been asked a number of times this weekend so far, what does the Magic weekend do for Super League? Does an awful lot. I'll tell you what it does as well. A great amount for the championship. We've seen virtually in every game we've played a number of young players who have taken a different route to get to this level, and it gives everybody a chance, gives them some sort of hope.
Well, Leeds are taking a route towards the Bulls try line now. Burrow is in support. Ooh, he nearly got cleaned out there by Patrick Arvan. He'll get the penalty, and Rob Burrow is down on his haunches. And Steve Ganson, I think, is going to have a word with the big Bradford winger.
Stand over him while we get the player treated.
Was a late change of direction by Rob Burrow. It might have just about saved him and possibly Patrick Arvan. The speed of Ali Lauatiti, though, when he took the ball through the line, just changes direction. When the defender's feet are off the floor, you know you've not got a lot of chance, and Patrick Arvan's like a goalkeeper here, diving to his right. It's a poor tackle.
Poor Rob Burrow, he was just suffering from the after effects of Arvan's tackle, and then he gets clobbered by Elliot Whitehead. Whitehead legally, but by which time he was heading for the ground. And
Steve Ganson taking time, composing himself, checking on the injury to the player, hasn't made a rush or rash decision, had a lot of time to think about what he's going to do.
Mate, you've got to be careful.
Well, this could be going on report.
Okay, be very, very careful. Sort it out. I'll leave it to you. Okay, I know it was. You know what you're saying about the action.
He's in lenient mood today, Steve Ganson. On another day, if he hadn't brought his travel pillow with him, Patrick Arvan could have been heading for the sidelines there.
I thought Arvan just pulled out of that right at the death, right at the last point of contact. Didn't connect overly hard, didn't follow through, and just got away with it.
Kylie Luluai then drives it in, so the Bulls back on their try line. And Leeds, with Rob Burrow thankfully back on his feet, and the bell's probably still ringing, but Brent Webb tries an audacious pass for Ben Jones-Bishop. Didn't come off.
I think it's come off Bradford, has it? I think Bradford make a play for it.
Rayner it is, good spot, just gets a hand to it.
Leeds look so dangerous, don't they? They're taking the ball to the line. As I said before, they're creating so many chances. Players hitting that next hole, very, very hard to defend against.
I think this stadium setting, Bill, makes the field look bigger than what we used to see week in, week out in Super League games, and that invites, I think, players like Brent Webb to explore the space that exists out wide here with his speed. The ball back in the side to Keating, and he's coughed it up.
And the Bulls have pounced on it. Senior, the senior man, of course, in his 16th season in Super League, one of the originals of the competition. Now only him, Paul Johnson and Sean Long surviving from the dawn of Super League.
Well, a good read, isn't that? Elliot Whitehead standing tall, standing strong, and forcing the ball out of the arms from Keith Senior. I've been impressed by Bradford. It's a confident start from a side who finished with very little confidence last year.
Here is their captain, Andy Lynch.
Move! Hold again here, short side.
Battled through last season with a struggling side. It's a different looking side now. Of course, the Matt Orford saga didn't help them either, and the injuries that they suffered.
Well, in a way, they were an unbalanced side, in my opinion, last year. There was too much pressure and expectation on Matt Orford, and maybe even some of the players as they swing it wide here to Chev Walker.
Chev Walker out to Rayner, two ex-Leeds men, and Rayner skipping down the sidelines, trying to bounce off Webb. That's the fifth tackle, struggling to get to his feet.
How fast and powerful is Gareth Rayner?
Briggs with the kick, it's going to ricochet for Burrow to defuse the danger.
Hold on. Okay, Rob.
The Bulls will get the ball back. Unless Leeds come up with some sort of Crusaders-style restart. Sorry, Phil.
Well, Carl Briggs showing good accuracy, isn't he, there with the kicks. Bradford, it's an excellent play, kicked in goal and managed to tore through by Rob Burrow, but there were three Bradford chasers. Carney, number 6, probably the closest to the ball.
I thought Bradford last year were the most predictable side in the competition in good ball. You looked up, you saw where Matt Orford was. Everything was on an outs line, all cut-out passes, face balls, very easy to read. This Bradford side looks like it's vastly different in game one.
Now Leeds go for distance on the restart. Arvan gets the jeers of the Rhinos supporters.
Move! Back here!
For that challenge on Rob Burrow. Briggs can't make much progress there with Lautiti all over him. Lestrange, Lynch now takes it into the tackle.
Move! Good line, Ben.
Again, Lautiti was there. Here is Briggs once more and trying to weave his way through. Just put a little step on the Leeds defence there, but Ben Cross read it. Langley now. Carney puts the kick in. Whitehead's got another identikit tries from Elliot Whitehead. This time he doesn't even need the video ref to give the decision. An accurate kick from Brett Carney this time, and Elliot Whitehead is beaming. Second try of the game, and still Leeds with that man in the sin bin, undone by the kick.
Well, it's clear in the opening 20 minutes of this match that Mick Potter and the Bradford Bulls have a respect for Leeds' defence and know that one of the best ways through it, close to the try line, is the delicate kick in. Carney toes it down, drops it gently, and Elliot Whitehead shows his athleticism and rugby skill here to pick up the ball whilst moving close to the try line. Gets in between the defenders and gathers the ball, makes that look relatively easy at full speed with a far more difficult play.
Okay, mate, align with him, Paul.
Well, this is, just look at that group of players in Bulls colours. It is a very different looking Bulls side. It's a different looking mood in their camp. Okay, it's very early days in the season, but playing with great vigour, enthusiasm. New coach, 11 new faces. This guy is one of them, Patrick Arvan.
Well, perhaps we can't underestimate the importance that Mick Potter has for Bradford. Having been to the last few grand finals, he's certainly brought a confidence, a fresh feeling about the Bradford side, and they really are taking it to Leeds.
Van on target again. And the Bulls ahead by 12 points to 4.
Well, Brett Delaney back on the park now. It's been a costly 10 minutes for them. But first of all, it was Kyle Riggs, now it's Brett Carney, two halfbacks that could have a very good kicking game close to the line. And you're right, Phil, the defence from Leeds is very good. One way to break them down is the neat little kicks behind the line.
Here is Nick Scruton, one of the former Leeds players, out there now in Bulls colours.
There's absolutely no sense of self-preservation whatsoever when players like Nick Scruton are returning the ball. They're just going head first, full on, into three defenders. That's remarkable.
Whitehead plays the ball. Here is Jamie Langley, a Bull survivor. Langley, their longest serving player now, with all these changes. As the kick goes in, it's a good one. It's a very good kick, and Ryan Hall trying his best to get out of trouble, but can't make much progress. Mick Potter at his new club, a great track record in the competition, 3 major finals in his Super League coaching career at the Dragons and St Helens. Coach of the Year in 2008 as well. Back at the Bradford Bulls, where he was an assistant to Matthew Elliott in the early days of his coaching career. Here is Delaney now, back on the field. Sinfield, the pass is batted down, and Chev Walker will pounce on the ball. Oh, how he'd like to get over the line. He has. Is it a legitimate try? Touch judge has stood his ground.
Well, it's not come up with a try, but Oliver Ellermer's hit on Kevin Sinfield will go down as the big ones from this weekend. He was smashed to the ground as he attempted to pass the ball out wide. Chev Walker is claimed now by the referee to have knocked on. Is it in knock-on in the in-goal area? Oh, what a tragedy for Bradford. So close and yet so far here. Callum Watt, Ben Jones-Bishop maybe just helps to free the ball. A big moment missed.
You spoke about the defence process that the Leeds Rhinos are going to have to show Phil all season. Great example then. Could have given up on that. A certain try avoided just because he chased back and he got himself involved.
Well, you can hear Steve Ganson saying to the players, on the call of move, you must get off the player. That's why he's giving the penalty away. Jamie Langley just lying on the Leeds player too long.
Keep it going.
Langley making his 199th Bulls appearance. And he's only recently signed a new 3-year deal as well, so looks as though he's on his way to being a one-club man, which is an increasing rarity in this day and age.
Move! Hold, good.
Luke Burgess out there, back to fitness. Burgess, after the injury he suffered towards the end of last year. Oh, Van has snapped up that ball. Now then, we'll see whether the big guy has got the pace. Ryan Hall is chasing him. Ryan Hall's going to catch him, is he? Oh, Van heads for the corner. He'll just make it. Or did he? Did Ryan Hall do enough? Touch judge reckons so. So does the referee. Leeds fans hoping against hope that maybe Van had run out of room, but not so.
Well, Steve Ganson's done well to get up in position to make a judgment on that. I thought that Ryan Hall did enough to hit him and almost make contact with the corner flag, which still would take him out of play, but they shifted wide. Leeds love to pass it to both the right and the left wings, and that long pass, predictable one from Brent Webb. Van took the risk, he positioned himself in field, and he doesn't know that Ryan Hall, in his last 10 metres, comes from nowhere to make contact with him. Oh yeah, great decision. He grounds the ball before anything else happens. It's that right to left pass, which he's seen before several times. He's aware of Delaney over on the top left-hand side of the field, but he doesn't know about Ryan Hall tracking up quickly behind him, but not quickly enough.
Good job, you were onside.
Familiar plays, one he's obviously seen in preparation of that. The space was out wide for Ryan Hall. We would have been critical of Patrick Van had he not taken this ball. He's taken it and added 4 more points to the scoreboard. Arms out wide, grounds it without difficulty.
in the points already then for the Bulls. Patrick Arvan, he was pre-season, he got 2 tries and 4 goals against Wakefield. He kicked 6 from 7 against Halifax. And now he's got his first Super League try for the Bulls. He's kicked 2 from 2 so far as well. You know, we could be looking at another Bulls wing hero. Missed with that, but probably still getting his breath back after that chase down the field to claim the try. The former New Zealand Warrior, he played only 1 game last season. Got 1 try.
Well, that was good play by Patrick Arvan. That's probably one of the first time that Leeds have tried to play along when they've had the ball. Instead of all the taking the ball to line, playing short, they've played long, they've come up with an interception and scored the try.
Patrick Arvan kick at goal then was almost very much like Danny Brostrom yesterday. It's not fair, is it? Full length, then you've got to kick it from a touchline.
Go, good.
But, you know, I praised Brent Webb early on for that scorching Leeds try at the start of the game. His pass was absolutely perfect. He's 2 or 3 inches off with this one, and they've gone full length. They're the margins.
So Bradford ahead by 16 points to 4. They've only won 1 of 4 Magic Weekend matches. Last year they had a miserable time in Edinburgh, beaten by the Crusaders 19 points to 0. And they haven't won on the opening day of the season since 2007. Here they are leading their arch rivals, the Leeds Rhinos, by 16 points to 4. That's forward. That's forward, surely. It certainly was.
Well, worryingly so for Leeds, really, the way in which they created a 3-man overlap on the outside here. Look at that, Leeds line short here, throws it, there are 3 men out there that will be heading up towards Ben Jones-Bishop.
Okay, back up.
Carl brings an impressive entry here into Super League and proof that there are talented players lying outside of this division.
Hold, go.
But Leeds looking to turn the tide here.
Hold.
Having gone ahead by that Ben Jones-Bishop try after only 6 minutes. They've suffered since then. They suffered when Delaney was off the field, but he hasn't stopped.
Go.
Here's Burrow.
4. Move.
Paying the price, I think, Bill, for being a little bit too adventurous. You know, he started by far the better team, I thought. Great try. Then it was that movement from Alalawa Tutu where he passed blind, and Bradford haven't looked back from that point.
Last.
Elmer with the tackle on Brent Webb. Gets the cheers of the Bulls supporters.
He's on.
Patrick Arvan underneath that high bomb. The Bulls supporters need their faith rekindling a little bit, you feel. It's been 2 hard years for them. The crowds have just slipped slightly, well, more than slightly at times at Odsal.
Well, the Bulls,
if they can do this sort of job against a team like Leeds, then that will bring the fans back.
well, it'll be happening with the opening 28 minutes of this game. They have looked strong, running to run the play on the last tackle.
Penalty. Chev Walker had the ball stolen from his hands, says the referee.
Okay, Matt.
Well, an interesting time here now for Matt Diskin, who's come onto the field, and we see the ball onto the referee, strip free. The old Leeds player, Ben Jones-Bishop, puts his hand on the ball and pulls it clear. 6 more tackles within sight of the opponent's try line, and Diskin will restart play.
Matt Diskin, 1 or 2 boos, surely not, from Leeds supporters for a player who gave such great service to the club to the extent that he had his testimonial last year. But he's setting up Carney and now Chev Walker. Diskin keen to put one over on his former club. Now here's Lynch, he's gone without the ball.
No advantage. Leeds head and feet.
Well, Ian Kirk it was, wouldn't it? Put his arm and shoulder into the midriff of Andy Lynch. Very rare to see Lynch lose the ball in contact.
Okay, Carl. Okay, lock in, boys. Nick, come on. Sort the scrum. Okay, Rob.
So Leeds head and feed at this scrum on their own 10-metre line. Here is Sinfield now. Bulls very quick up on him, closing him down. Sinfield's lost it, gets the penalty. Hands in from Ian Sibbett there, another one of the new recruits here. Sibbett from the Salford City Reds. That kick Almost. Well, Carney had a good go at it to try and keep it in the field of play. Just had the legs. Now it's Ben Jones-Bishop. It's Jamie Jones-Buchanan. There's too many hyphens in this Leeds side.
Ian!
Ooh.
Mate, I'll have you to stay in. Move!
That's a good effort by Matt Diskin.
Keith Senior now.
Gets off the line, throws himself at Burgess.
On the bounce now. Get out the tackle, Ian Sibbett.
Ian Sibbett getting a tongue lashing from the referee.
Back here. Back here. Dan, just
He's
wait for the
had some
whistle.
patience with him, but his patience has run out, and so quite a while since Leeds have been this part of the field. In fact, in the 30 minutes that we've played, we spent very little time on or close to the opponent's try line, and this is a great opportunity. The touch judge is on from the side of the field. He thinks he's seen some illegal play.
All the players involved looking at him in puzzlement.
What's up, mate? Back Diskin, okay. First of all, Andy, and I'll have Ian Sibbett to begin with.
Well, Matt Diskin, I think, is going to be in trouble.
And God, listen, these lads are flying off the tackles, they're doing everything expected. You're coming on and you're doing what's illegal. Now, he's your problem now.
Strong contact instead.
Yeah,
That's all right.
on the call and move, he comes off on a neutral tackle, and he ain't doing that.
All right.
So I'll leave that with you. Now, what Matt Diskin? Matt!
It's book one, get one free from Steve Ganson.
You know what, though, this break actually helps
I want
Bradford a
you to
little
talk
bit.
to
You
him
saw
about
then
the other
Lynch
penalties.
and
Cut the
Sibbett
graph
puffing and
out, that's why
panting.
he's on, okay?
They've got the breath back in. They've got 6 big players now to defend.
Crystal clear instruction from Steve Ganson. And surely no one can not know what to do on the next set in defence.
Well, Bradford pushing their luck there as Badiris was scrambling to get to his feet. Burrow trying to put the step on, does so, goes across the field, then finds Senior. Senior quick hands for Hall. Hall for the corner. Can he get it down? Did he get it down? The referee was right on the spot. He did eventually, wrestled his arms free, despite the attempts of the Bulls defenders. And those penalties conceded by the Bulls cost them in the shape of that try from Ryan Hall. His first of the season. Another one who was in good form pre-season, got a couple against the Crusaders. But these are the ones that count. And he's changed the flow of this game with that try.
Well, it's a popular sequence, isn't it, where a team concede a penalty, they very often concede a try. Matt Diskin's the first one to concede his penalty. And then from this play here now, Leeds with that Rob Burrow just looking so dangerous, bouncing back across and sucking in the defenders, allowing the space for Ryan Hall. They've scored 1 try on the right wing. Here's the first on the left-hand side of the field. They really do stretch and play the full width of the field, and with a player dancing across, there's always going to be the space for big, strong Ryan Hall. I thought Kyle Briggs did remarkably well to hold him up at first, but eventually there was the twist and turn.
Ryan Hall likes the Magic Weekend concept. 7 tries in the Magic Weekend series for him. He got a hat-trick, in fact, last year in Leeds' comeback win against Wakefield. They almost lost their run of success in this Magic concept to the Wildcats last year. Had to come from behind to win that one. They're going to have to come from behind to win this one, as Sinfield again misses with a goal kick. And it's Leeds 8, the Bradford Bulls 16 here in Cardiff.
Just going to say then, Bill, when you look at that kind of defence process on that line and how hard the Bulls had to work, you've got to push, you've got to lock up, then Rob Burrow just keeps stepping and stepping and stepping. At some point, players of that quality, it's indefendable at times, isn't it, when they just keep moving so quickly again and going sideways.
So Arvan with the restart for the Bulls, gave that one a thump. Burgess running it back strongly. There's half the Burgess camp in Sydney at the moment. Brothers Sam and George both at South Sydney now. George, the latest recruit. But Luke Burgess still a Rhino. Here's Burrow inside his 40, goes for a 40-20. Langley tried to close him down. It's Langley who comes off second best, I think. He really is a durable character, Rob Burrow. He takes some hammer. He's taken some hammer from Patrick Arvan earlier on. Took some hammer there from Langley. It's Langley who's still down.
I mentioned on the previous game about running at Jared Samet. You pick on the smaller guy because literally they're not big enough to hold it. You know, I've tried so many times to get me players to run over the top of Rob Burrow, mate, and we just completely ignore it. We've now got a Bradford Bull plays Jamie Langley coming off the field after his collision with Rob Burrow.
Well, Jamie Langley actually put a shot on Rob Burrow and he's come off second best. He's a tough little thing, Rob Burrow.
Looks like a shoulder problem for Langley as Carney puts the kick in down the sidelines, just making Leeds retreat.
I always wonder nowadays in rugby league whether that's a nervous kick. It's, you know, I'm not so sure really. When teams kick the ball out of play, really it relieves the pressure. There's no risk here of Leeds restarting play. They've just got to put the ball into the scrum and take it out. Really, you're not asking anybody to show any skill by catch a high ball or gather one from the in-goal area.
Well, maybe they just need to organise themselves though, Phil, because they've just lost Jamie Langley and they need to find out, and everyone needs to be singing off the same hymn sheet.
It does suggest, doesn't it, we're just going to take a breather.
Keith Senior plays that ball. Here goes Ryan Hall. It is a shoulder injury for Jamie Langley. It's been a bruising confrontation between these two. Out of the traps, a lot of pent-up energy after all that pre-season training. There is Langley. As that ball's batted down, Ablett it was with the pass. It's on the last. Ablett appealing that there should be 6 to go, but it's not, says the referee. Sinfield with the kick, takes a deflection. Brett Carney does well. Little leg break on that ball. He read it well.
It was Craig Kopchak, wasn't he? Just towed it back to Brett Carney at the in the full-back position.
Stand 2.
I think Elliot Whitehead does well there to put the pressure on now. Did he get the hand on the ball? I don't think so, but he certainly contributed. There's an offload there by Sibbett. Leeds, Bradford keep the ball going forward here. There's certainly another score before half-time.
Good play from Ian Sibbett to promote that ball. Had a difficult start to the game, gave away a couple of penalties, but he was in good company. Then it was Keith Senior that he was holding off and popped out that offload around the back door. That allowed the quick play of the ball, and thus the penalty now for the Bradford Bulls.
Coming up towards half-time, that penalty takes the Bulls up the field through the boot of Kyle Briggs. Now here's the Welsh international Kopchak playing the ball. Now Scruton.
2. Move. Okay, Brent.
Diskin organising things as he did for so long for the Rhinos. Now he's doing it for the Bulls, and Carney thought he'd spotted a gap. They just shut the door on him in time, did Brett Delaney. Short passing from the Bulls, didn't come off. And Shad Royston and Ollie Ellimer not quite hitting it off there. 2 new teammates as well. Ellimer coming here from the Catalan Dragons, back in the UK, having previously played for Wakefield.
You just get that feeling, Phil, don't you, on your point previously. They need to be making more of this good ball, good field position, because I don't think 8 points, it's not going to stay like this for the rest of the game.
Okay.
And Oliver Ellimer, we've seen from recent years, such a dangerous, in fact, one of the most dangerous forwards in Super League at scoring. He gets over the try line more than most other players.
Well, he got 4 tries for France during the autumn in the international series. Hate to say it, but they were against Ireland, Terry.
Didn't quite hear that, Bill.
In a big French win. It was 8 points to 24.
It was against Ireland, Terry.
No second efforts.
Here's Danny Baderis now. Up to the halfway line.
Hold.
Burrow. Burgess. Puff of the cheeks, and then he looks for the confrontation. Went straight into the middle of where it was going to be the toughest. And the ball is hoisted by Webb. Jones Bishop challenging for it. And Royston just watches it bobble out of play. Shad Royston, another recruit from the championship in Bulls colours, getting his break.
Good work by Ben Jones Bishop. Good acceleration to get himself in a position to challenge for the ball in the first place. Okay, it's come off his shoulder and go out of play, but
1 minute 20.
going to put Gareth Rayner under pressure for the full 80 minutes and let him know that when that ball comes down, he's there breathing down his neck.
Okay.
into the last minutes of this first 40 in the Leeds-Bradford clash here in Cardiff. And the Bulls having the better of this first half. Coming back from conceding an early try and looking at a much different Bradford Bulls side from that which we saw struggling at times last season. Kopchak.
Left and right, come on back.
Sinfield in with the tackle, and then Briggs puts the kick in. It's out on the full, hangs his head, holds his hand up.
As the half's gone on, the kicks have deteriorated, and that's a sign of the fatigue. You know, a lot of teams do monitor the quality of the kicks over each 10-minute period, and as we get into the fourth 10-minute period, we've seen now with this kick going over the sideline, it offers Leeds a chance. With 15 seconds left in the half.
Maybe a kick, Phil, play one. We've already seen the pace of Ryan Hall, but even though our van scored, he turned and gave him 15 metres and caught him. Could be on.
Well, now it's the last 10 seconds of this first half. Sinfield keeps it alive. Webb is involved. That ball's batted down. It's going to be snapped up by Elmer. The hooter is sounded. The referee has awarded a penalty. They're chasing Elmer down the field. Jones Bishop will make the tackle. Come back, guys. We're down this end.
Well, give him a 10 for commitment in chasing back. But he can come back 70 yards now where Steve Ganson's going to give the penalty.
You have to play to the whistle, and they claim they didn't hear it. Good effort from Ben Jones Bishop.
It's funny how all the props heard it, because they're all stood up this end of the park. Or was it Elliot Whitehead who knocks it forward? And I think it's just Olivier Elmer. He just couldn't resist. He had to pick that ball up. He knew that the seconds were counting down
but Whitehead
before
was
half-time.
there, wasn't he? Whitehead was there to pick it up. It was still a bit of a knock.
It's tough though, isn't it, Phil? When it's third in front, you've got to make that split-second decision.
So it's an opportunity with the last kick of this first half for Leeds to narrow the gap. Kevin Sinfield yet to land a successful kick at goal. This is his opportunity. Penalty about 32 metres out, almost head on to the posts, and you'd fancy his chances of landing this one. Kicking tee is already on.
Back it up, 10 lads.
Olivier Elmer just wearily walking his way back through the ranks of the Leeds players.
Look, mate.
I think if they go in 16-10, Leeds will breathe a sigh of relief for what has been an indifferent first half. There's been some patches, but I think they've been absolutely superb, and then they've fallen away.
Still to come, Hull FC against Hull Kingston Rovers, and the Black and Whites and the Robin supporters already in the crowd here, watching Kevin Sinfield looking to hit the target for the first time this afternoon. He does so, and Leeds probably happy to see that improvement in the scoreline, having been 16-4 down after 25 minutes. They've come back, and that last-minute penalty when Ollie Elmer thought he was heading for the try line. In fact, it turned out to be a Leeds penalty. Sinfield's kicked. It's Leeds 10, Bradford 16 at the break.
Just a converted try between the two sides then as they head into the dressing rooms for half-time. Bradford will remember a glorious day in their history, 2003 in the Challenge Cup final on this ground. They beat the Leeds Rhinos here that day, 22-20. They're on course to start Super League 16 with a win.
Iron Brew sponsors Super League on Sky Sports.
Inseparable forces collide once again. So far, honours have been even in the league.
Samaras scored for Celtic!
They couldn't be separated in the cup.
Jamie Nash with a screamer!
Next up, it's back to the league. The race for the title hots up as Celtic meet Rangers. Coverage sponsored by Carling. Part of an SPL double next Sunday from noon, live on Sky Sports HD4.
They were the CIA's top agents. Now they're retired and extremely dangerous.
We're going to break into the CIA and find out who's trying to kill us.
It's a blast. Bruce Willis, Morgan Freeman, John Malkovich, and Helen Mirren.
Bad move, Grandpa. Kordesky trained you. Yeah, I trained Kordesky.
Red, on DVD and Blu-ray Monday.
You bet against me when you bet with Betfred. I've been in the game for over 40 years giving you value. That's what we're about, value. I'll give you great odds and fantastic bonuses. Why? It's my fun and I love it. I'll even match your first bet up to £50. Watch my lips. A free bet up to £50 if you sign up today. I can't understand why you bet anywhere else. Now don't mess about. Come and see Fred at betfred.com.
So we're still in that hot, crazy, can't get enough of that bunkiest stuff phase, right?
I didn't have to earn a living. I'd never unwrap my legs from around your mighty torso.
Profiterole, Joyce?
I probably shouldn't.
Please, if I had your figure, I'd be sucking up those babies like an anteater.
You know, when I was young, I was considered quite the catch. And not just because I put out. I don't know what to say.
Speechless, finally.
Brand new Mike and Molly. That's messed up, right? Next week on Comedy Central, on Sky number 112 and Virgin 132.
I went to Zopa.com because I wanted a personal loan.
You can borrow up to £15,000 from Zopa.com.
Well, at Zopa, the rates are absolutely great.
The rates at Zopa.com are very competitive.
Better than the best rate I found on some of the comparison sites.
You need a good credit rating to get a loan from Zopa.com.
Zopa.com was good for me because I found it was very user-friendly.
The application process was really straightforward.
You go online, you put a figure in, you get a call back.
Just such a great way to get a loan.
Get your loan quote now at Zopa.com.
It's the Harvey's up to half-price sale, plus an extra 10% off selected marked prices. Offer ends Monday 8 p.m. Harvey's, the furniture store, bringing your home to life.
Hey, good day. Now, the first 3 are dead. I am number 4.
You were given these powers for a reason. You have no idea what I'm capable of.
I am number 4 in cinemas Wednesday, Feb 23.
Six nations, 5 matches. For mates, get together for a Guinness. Bring it to life.
Iron Brew sponsors Super League on Sky Sports.
1.5 games gone, 1.5 to go on this second day of the Magic weekend, and is the only 100% record at the Magic fixtures. Is it in danger of going west? Because Leeds have never lost before at this event, either in Scotland or here. They trail 16-10 to the Bradford Bulls at half-time. Brian McDermott is the new coach, of course, of the Leeds Rhinos. What a start for him against the Bulls, for whom he played over 250 games and scored 42 tries. Well, he's not interested in his past record today. He's interested in what's going to come in the next 40 minutes. Just having a word quietly with each of the players. Mick Potter, of course, has swapped St Helens for Bradford. And hasn't he transformed the Bulls on the evidence of that 40 minutes? A totally different looking side than that we saw last year. Plenty for John Wells to get his teeth into here as we look back at the best moments of that first half.
And another entertaining first half, wasn't it, Eddie? Topped and tailed by 2 Leeds tries. This is the first of them. Ben Jones-Bishop gets on the end of a pass. Delaney with a nice frontline run there. Gareth Rayner perhaps paying too much attention to Delaney's run. Doesn't get out in time and shows a clean pair of heels as Ben Jones-Bishop. Great try. Then came the Leeds sin binning. It was expensive 10 minutes for Leeds. 2 tries. Here's the first of them. Briggs with the kick. Whitehead in support. You can see there he's onside. Great finish from the young back rower. He's certainly an impressive player. A good attitude as well to boot. Brent Webb caught in the line here at fullback. It's positional error for me. And then when the kick goes through, again Whitehead, the recipient, there's nobody there to cover for Leeds, no one to put any pressure on, and he grounded the ball well. Another Bradford try. Here's the Arvan intercept. He gives himself every chance positionally here, forces Sinfield to go over the top, and then once he takes the ball in hand, he's just got enough pace holding off the attentions of Hall to get in the corner, and a nice classy put down as well. Positional sense there, very good. You can tell he's ex-New Zealand warrior with plenty of experience, adding weight to that Bradford side. And then finally the Hall try. Burrow here, switch of play. You can see the Bradford players all looking out, all going the same way. Keith Senior gets the opportunity. Lovely hands from Keith Senior. And this took some finishing. Two Bradford players in attendance. Gets the ball down at the second time of asking.
Yes, good effort from Ryan Hall to get the try there for Leeds. You know, we say new brooms sweep clean. And you look at the record of the Bradford Bulls last year, they won just one of the last 14 games in 2010. This is a different Bradford outfit.
It's a new look side, and they've got a very good attitude. Elliot Whitehead, we've mentioned him twice there. He's certainly one to watch for the rest of this season. And Kyle Briggs also showed up very well on his close season transfer from Featherstone. Yeah, Bradford making all the waves this first half.
They are, and of course up against the Leeds Rhinos, Brian. Leeds will not be happy with this situation at half-time. It's uncharted territory for them against the Bulls recently.
Yeah, it's unusual when you look at the Leeds performance and compare it to Bradford's. Leeds look disjointed. Bradford look really bob on the money. Maybe it's a result of those pre-season games that they've been playing, but they do look sharp. Leeds look like they have yet to click into gear, but if they do, Bradford know they could be in a bit of trouble. I think the Bradford team tired a little towards the end of that first half. That's probably to be expected. First game of the season, getting your timing right, getting your fitness up to scratch. But I think they were glad to see that half-time break. Let's see if they can come out again the second half roaring.
Yes, it's an interesting situation, isn't it? Bradford Bulls. This Patrick Arvan is going to make an impression, isn't he, on Super League 16, on the evidence of the first 40 minutes. But will Leeds come back, and will they rescue this match? They have never lost at the Magic fixture. Never, ever. 100% record they have. It's in danger right now. They trail 16-10.
Iron Brew sponsors Super League on Sky Sports.
True beauty comes from within. It's a DuraTalk TDCi engine that gives you effortless performance and low emissions. New Ford Mondeo, with our most advanced diesel engines ever.
OK, so these are the Taylors, lifelong Newcastle fans. They were moving house, and obviously they didn't want to miss next week's game, so they got in touch with Sky. Their better effect came when the home move team put the wheels in motion, getting their Sky TV up and running for free. And in plenty of time for kick-off. Free home move, just one of the many things we do for our customers because we believe in better.
When I say Yorkshire, what comes to mind? That's right, super quality broadband, Yorkshire pudding and Heaven 17. But it's also... Whoa! Glenn, we talked about this. But it's also where PlusNet have their call centre.
Yes, we are in Yorkshire. No, Heaven 17 don't work here.
See? You can't beat local. A call centre down the road. PlusNet. Good honest broadband from Yorkshire.
Start your day the lighter way with Alpro Soya. Packed with plant protein and naturally low in fat. It's the perfect partner for a delicious breakfast. Are you a night owl? Then enjoy relaxed entertainment and dining for two at Thompson Couples Hotels. We've got your holiday to a T.
Light up your week with Rugby League Express. On sale every Monday morning. Or subscribe online at totalrl.com.
When you're a Halifax current account customer, good things happen. You get Halifax rewards, a range of better deals on your mortgage, your savings and more that aren't available to anyone else.
Halifax Rewards. Better deals for our current account customers.
Meet Kate. She's always home in time for her favourite show. Well, until a flat tyre stops her in her tracks. Fortunately, Kate's better effect came when she used the Sky Plus app on her mobile to set her Sky Plus to record America's Next Top Model. So, she still hasn't missed an episode. Record from your mobile. Just one of the many things we do for our customers because we believe in better.
You beat me right now and I'll do your TV show.
Everybody wanna be a superstar, and if you kiss the right ass, you can go real far.
It's going to be a long day for Uncle Jesse.
Sign checks, big ones. And if not, regret not being a part of this for the rest of your life. There's nobody better looking than you in this town.
Yeah, baby.
Call my wife. I may even take her to dinner.
The brand new series continues. Entourage, Thursday at 10:15, Sky Atlantic HD, Channel 108.
Iron Brew sponsors Super League on Sky Sports.
Two new men in charge here at the Millennium Stadium. Leeds Rhinos under the control now of Brian McDermott, ex of Harlequins. Bradford Bulls under the control of Mick Potter, ex of St Helens. It's at the moment going the Bradford Bulls' way. They are ahead as we await the start of the second half by 16 points to 10. The Bulls are on the way, so let us get on our way. Back up to the commentary box, and it's Phil, Terry and Paul who are alongside Bill Arthur.
Well, this is the third time these two have met in Cardiff for the Magic Weekend. Leeds winning previously 42-38 in 2007 through Jordan Tanz's controversial try, and then 40-26 in 2008. So this, at the moment, shaping up to be a lot closer. Certainly the Bulls fans hoping so. It's been an encouraging performance from Brett Carney and his teammates early on. Matt Diskin up against his former club, been heavily involved for the Bulls. And the Rhinos, who finished last season empty-handed, fourth in the table, still got within 80 minutes of grand final, but couldn't turn that into silverware. That's why Brian McDermott is at the club now to try and turn the tide. Of course, 3 titles in a row for the Rhinos. But Brian McLennan replaced, and another Brian Mack in charge. It'll be the Bulls to get the second half underway. Steve Ganson, the referee, joins us.
Yeah, got you, mate. Yeah.
Still
okay,
to come, Hull FC against Hull Kingston Rovers. Their supporters making their way into the ground now.
Okay, let's go.
And our van gets the second half underway. Here is Burgess. First touch of the ball in the second half for him.
One, move!
No need to panic for the Rhinos, just the 6 points separating these two sides now.
Two, move!
Kevin Sinfield penalty late, right at the end of the first half, cutting the gap still further. Good test, good test.
Yeah, and good work in defence by Bradford. They'll need to defend strongly in this second half. You know, I thought one of the most impressive players in the first half was Jamie Langley, who we did see go off injured as Badira scoots out of that acting half-back position. Bradford will need every man available here now to be at their best, because I think Leeds will be stronger now in this second quarter.
Burrow drills the kick downfield in between Arvan and Brett Carney. It's Arvan who fields it. Let's go down to the sideline for some news from Rod Studd.
Just one major injury concern to report, Bill, and that's Jamie Langley of the Bradford Bulls. And the bulletin is that they don't think he'll be back this afternoon. That shoulder injury that he got putting the shot on Rob Burrow when Burrow was getting a kick away, so that's the main worry there. No other problems, no injury problems for Leeds. They're looking to get more control though out on the field. They're too eager to play is the message coming out of the change room. They've got to build the platform first. And I did just catch a word with Danny Maguire down on the sideline as well, saying his recovery to that knee injury is going well, and he reckons he'll be back in 3.5 months' time, Bill.
That's good news for Leeds, and that's 6 to go. There was a Leeds hand in there as I think it was Shad Royston tried to get that ball away. So 6 to go for the Bradford Bulls.
He got Oliver breathed a sigh of relief, Bill, didn't he? Wasn't the best of offloads, and he got a fortunate ricochet.
Here is Royston now. Royston, a member of the Halifax Championship Grand Final winning side last season in extra time against Featherstone Rovers, snapped up by the Bulls on a 1-year deal. His Whitehead on a hat-trick. Royston in support. He does that so well at championship level. Diskin has got the try he wanted. His heart's desire was to score against his former club, and he's done it, and he caught them cold there. They got a quick play the ball. It was off the back of Elliot Whitehead, and Matt Diskin
Okay. Yeah.
Trademark try from the former Leeds hooker. 29 years of age now, making his Bulls debut, signed on a 3-year deal. Oh, he's enjoyed that. Trying to think to suppress the smile.
Well, you see Alima tries to offload the ball, and Callum Watkins it is who knocks it back to his own teammates, but Diskin is the first to pounce on it. And the 3 players leading up to this try implied to me that Bradford will be a challenger this year. They managed to stretch Leeds over on the far side of the field. Burrow and Senior were caught. Then they rolled forward with some good strong runs by Whitehead, and Diskin's vision and awareness took him over the line through the gap. Bradford are back.
50th career try for Matt Diskin. What a way to get it against the club where you've played so long, you earned a testimonial. But there is no room for sentiment in this game.
Don't you just love it when a player gets what he deserves? Real honest player, Leeds legend, and deserves every little bit of glory he's going to get from scoring that try.
Now Patrick Arvan. Bang in front of the posts, adds the extras.
Done it.
And it's a great start to the second half for the Bulls because the Leeds comeback was on.
Well, I'm sure Brian McDermott will be very disappointed. He wanted a bit more whack in the defence. But Elliot Whitehead's run created havoc for the Leeds defence. And then Jay Pitts couldn't get back, he couldn't get set. And then Matt Diskin's vision from dummy half went in to score the try.
Jay Pitts playing because Wella Haraki still hasn't got clearance. They're signing from the Crusaders club. Still hasn't got his visa sorted out. They were hoping that something might appear this weekend, but you're talking about the wheels of government and authority, and a weekend. It doesn't happen like that.
It's not what it was. You have to really queue up and wait your turn. It's all changed, and it is. It's a nightmare of red tape.
Not a happy start to the second half for the Rhinos. Penalty conceded here.
Well, the referee said the ball wouldn't come out like that naturally. It had to be stolen. I think it was Burgess Ben Cross who's involved in that tackle, but the kick to touch is a poor one. And the kicks for Bradford have deteriorated as the game's gone on now. It's easy for Ryan Hall to return it back up to the halfway line.
Taking his time to settle Ben Cross. You know, in Australia, where he's obviously just come from, where wrestle and contact is everything in defence in their game, he's just got to undo a lot of work that he's been taught over the past 4 or 5 years and now get himself to Super League pace and Super League standard.
Pitts plays the ball. Ablett finds Senior. Senior has lost it in the tackle. Referee calls the knock-on. Shake of the head from the veteran centre.
You know, trying to stop Keith Senior is a difficult task for anybody who faces him on the flank in Super League. Kyle Briggs has done well here today. He's a big, strong player who knows where to put himself into the right position, but Briggs there again was strong and brave enough to force the ball free. And an easy turnover of possession for the Rhinos. A poor one.
What was it Rod Studd said not too long ago? The message from the Rhinos dressing room at half-time from Brian McDermott about a little bit more composure, keeping control of the ball.
Okay, good, go.
Now that was a better defensive shot from Luke Burgess. Rocks the head of Sibbett.
There's Kopchak. Diskin again, scooting away from the play the ball, catching Leeds cold there. They just weren't set.
They're just playing the ball too quick. The ruck is beating Leeds today in this game. Matt Diskin knows exactly what he's going to do. He's going to get out from dummy half. He knows that the markers aren't set.
Matt Diskin nailed Ablett then, didn't he? And Ablett just needed to get out the way, surrender that marker position. You're better off letting them have the 10 yards than give away the penalty.
Kopchak, you think they'd know what he was up to? They played with him long enough. There he is now, Diskin. Here's Scruton, another former Leeds man.
Move, goal line.
Diskin organising things as though he's been in those Bulls colours. Oh, that'll be not music to the ears of the Leeds supporters. The way he's marshalling this Bradford attack. Here he goes again, Diskin. Kopchak.
Move, back it up. Hold.
Diskin. Carney now, little kick through, they're trying the kick again. Webb has fielded that. Don't do that, do that instead.
Well, you know, Bill, the 12-point lead in Rugby League.
The cheek of him.
The 12-point lead in Rugby League is an interesting balance, isn't it? There isn't too much daylight between teams, and Bradford know they need to extend that past 2 scores, converted scores. With good work by Brent Webb to position himself firstly to take the ball and then get back out into the field of play.
It's a good recovery from the Rhinos fullback, but again, just things not clicking perfectly for them. And they very often don't do in the first game of the season, but they're clicking more for the Bulls than they are for the Rhinos.
Tell you what, the Bradford Bulls physio was a very lucky man. He nearly got whacked out then, coming onto the field behind the play and running across the Leeds line.
Well, look at that now, 5th tackle. They've only managed to gain 26 metres.
Big boot from Sinfield, but it's into the arms of Carney, and Carney turns. He's got Patrick Arvan alongside him. Senior meets him. Suspicion of a high shot from the Bulls supporters on their man.
Well, although we saw Brett Carney named as the standoff in the side, he has tended to play most of this game as fullback, really, and probably the Bulls and Mick Potter see him as the danger, really, in turning the ball. It started the set well, and they've got some space here now with Chev Walker.
Walker back in the game after that horrendous leg break he suffered playing for Hull Kingston Rovers at Leeds in 2009. It took some recovering from that injury. Now he's here at the Bulls and hoping he can get things back on track. He's got some ground to make up as Chev Walker. Briggs hoists that one out wide. Patrick Arvan will challenge for it, bats it back. Platts chasing it, but the referee says it went forwards. That'll be the turnover.
Well, you know what, it's almost a good 10-minute period here to start the second half for Bradford. They did seem to fatigue in the first period. As we approached half-time, they looked a little flat, but they've started strongly again. The Potter's side here, taking the game, and they're putting their opponents under pressure, which they must continue here now for the next 30 minutes.
Those gaps they found, Phil, the Bradford Bulls against Leeds early on when Brett Delaney was off the field down to 12. They're just not there at the minute, are they? That's extra invention you've got to have now, an extra skill to break a side down as good as Leeds. That's where I think they're trying to be a little bit patient and go to the kick.
Kopjak batting that ball down, conceding the feed at the scrum there.
You know, it was a high-risk offload, isn't it, by Kevin Sinfield? Kopjak puts his hand to it.
Well, the Bulls won only one of their last 14 league and cup games last season. Really was a wretched end to the campaign, but starting very positively here, leading Leeds by 22 points to 10. Leeds, as we've mentioned, this 100% record in Magic weekends, but that is under threat here. Senior. Royston it was with the tackle. Royston involved again. Play it, says the referee. He was happy with that. Cross puts his shoulder in.
And I thought that was great defence from Royston. Originally, he was offside. He backs off the 10 metres. Goodness me, kiss of death. Backs off the 10 metres, got himself onside, made the tackle, and Steve Ganson allowed play to go onwards.
Then conceded that one. So Leeds now have the opportunity to test the Bulls' defence. Burrow going across the field and then gives Senior the ball and 2 Bulls defenders at the same time. Here's Webb now. Sinfield. Wasn't a great movement around Sinfield then. Nobody.
No, there's not as much push, Bill. You're right.
Here is Ablett.
Again, Ablett on his own.
Right underneath those posts. Baderis. Burrow now. Short pass from Burrow. Good defence from the Bulls once more. Play on, says the referee. And they do.
Well, Elliot Whitehead's shown again here today just what a great player he's going to be for the rest of his career and for the rest of this season. Leeds concede a penalty here.
I know what you did.
Keith Senior back slammed into the floor, and all the pressure's taken off Bradford. The offload attempt there by Jay Pitts comes free and ends up in the arms of Elliot Whitehead. He skips inside Ryan Hall, but eventually held and illegally by the referee.
Hold.
So Says his hand's stuck.
Clear message from Steve Ganson. Don't let it be. Get your arm out of there.
Hold.
You lost the collision. Don't lie on and don't get involved.
Careful.
Kylie Luluai coming herring in there to make the tackle and
good lads, good lead.
Just bounced off. Bryn Hargreaves it was. Hargreaves following Mick Potter here from St Helens. Here is Briggs now, Chev Walker now. Walker bumps off Watkins, bumps off a second, gets the pass away. Ian Sibbett now. 4 tackles gone. Briggs, Chev Walker again, don't sell me, another Leeds former player is going to score against the club today. We've seen Matt Diskin do that already.
Hold.
Here is Diskin. Carney, crossfield kick on the last. They're in for the try potentially from Whitehead, or are they? They are! He's got his hat-trick from a kick again. Whitehead celebrates. Leeds completely dumbfounded by that, but they were ball watching. Elliot Whitehead wasn't. And the kick from Carney hung up there. Leeds just looking credulous at the moment as Whitehead gets the plaudits of his teammates.
Well, they're playing well here. Another dangerous kick. We've talked about putting your opponents under pressure when the kick goes in the air. They've done that here. The communication wasn't right between the Rhinos and Elliot Whitehead. Much as Harrison Hansen did for Wigan, just put himself into the position to take advantage of the ball. It bounced in his favour, and he didn't take long to get over the try line. What a happy return here now. Another kick which is poorly held, but Ryan Hall thinks it's too far infield. You know what? A lot of kicks go to wingers. This one went to no man's land, but it landed in the land of, and the arms of Elliot Whitehead. And we now go to, most importantly, past the 12-point lead. This is 16. It can become 18 if this kick is converted. And a lot of pressure now rests on the shoulders of those Leeds Rhinos to come back from this position.
Whitehead, Bulls fan all his life, used to watch them standing on the terracing at Oddsall. Played for the West Bowling Amateur Club.
Time back on.
In the Bradford area. And what a day he's having. Patrick Arvan's not having a bad day either. He's converted that one nonchalantly. Nothing nonchalant about this Bulls performance. 28 points to 10, they lead.
Well, that try just come down to who wanted it more, and it was obviously Elliot Whitehead. There was 4 Leeds players that were stood around waiting to see who was going to get the ball, who was going to jump for the ball, and there was only one man who was going to get that ball, and that was Elliot Whitehead.
You mentioned the fact that he's a trained electrician. I should imagine there's fuses blowing in the Leeds Rhinos coaching department at the moment.
Are you after a free job doing? You've mentioned that twice now.
As you mentioned it, there is actually a bit of a problem we've got.
Well, as how good was it to see Chev Walker so involved in that set? Been out the game with a horrific injury. Awful, awful snap. And he's back, what looks like, to somewhere near his best. And he's going to get more confident and better as the season goes on.
Badir is penalised.
Well, he's penalised him for having his second effort, trying to turn him over. As Paul said before, they're losing the tackle, they're losing the contact. And Bradford seem to be offloading this ball at will.
Hold, lads, hold, go.
Here is Bryn Hargreaves.
Surrender! Stand one!
Carney, Sibbett.
2, move!
From the struggles at Salford last season for Ian Sibbett to what could be a very good start to the season for the Bradford Bulls. Rayner was looking over his shoulder for Walker there. Here goes Heath Lestrange now. Lestrange, darting run from him. They've got Lestrange and Diskin out there. Could cause mayhem on the last. Here is Lestrange. Carney again hoisting that ball. This time Leeds surely are alert to it. They could be in for another try. Van has pounced on that loose ball. Has he got his second? It's a video ref decision.
On the onside, obviously.
Richard Silverwood, the man who'll be looking at that one. Onside, the first call.
Well, they aim to land this bomb on top of the shortest player in the Leeds side, and I think it's well done if that's the intention, because it comes down exactly where Rob Burrows stood in the defensive line. Players around him looking up high. Elliot Whitehead gets above him again now, whose hands touched this ball. We also see Michael Platt coming in. Well, it's a very difficult decision that the video referee has to make. On one inspection, I'd say that some part of Elliot Whitehead's hands touched this. There are a lot of hands in the air. You can be the judge to pick them, but I think this is a knock-on.
I'm with you, Phil. I think it comes off his left hand as he goes up for the ball.
Right hand.
No. And
Right hand, left.
Right to left.
I think it hits both of them. I think it's a knock-on. Take one more view, and then I think you've got to make a decision after this.
I'll tell you what, Rob Burrow will do well if he out-jumps Elliot Whitehead.
Well, Diego Maradona out-jumped Peter Shilton, so it's got a chance.
And you know, you've got to give Rob Burrow credit there, because he stood flat-footed. He's got to jump in the air as high as he can. The Bradford players are running onto the ball. It's a lot easier to get height there.
You mentioned it before, Terry, from a coaching perspective. Now, you take what comes, because the attacking team are in the air, challenging. Little Rob Burrow, he must be 6 foot off the floor. He can't do any more, can he?
Richard Silwood still taking a look at this, but Leeds ready for a restart on the 20.
Is he going to give the benefit of the doubt to the attacking side? That's one interpretation.
I don't think so. I think Patrick Arvan will be denied a second try here in Cardiff. And Leeds will breathe a sigh of relief. It's the handover, though, not what they were hoping for, a tap 20.
Yeah, hand over, mate.
Well, you're looking for a game breaker now, I think, Leeds. I know that's a long time left to play, but they are 18 points behind. Who can make a difference? What's your point of difference, and what can you bring to this game here now to turn it on its head?
Brent Webb, who's got something that can really just step out the norm. Someone who's going to step, show and go, come up with something. There are a number of players. Brent Webb springs straight to mind for me.
But not with defence like that.
Hold.
Whitehead it was, came in and cut down the Leeds player. It's Jay Pitts, I think, and Pitts is still feeling that. He's down in back play. It was I think it was a legitimate tackle, and Pitts is struggling to continue as play continues.
Last. Move.
That's the 5th tackle. They're only on their own 40-metre line as Sinfield drills the ball downfield, but he was under pressure as he went to put that kick in. Now here is Gareth Rayner, another player looking to rebuild his career. Then there's a penalty conceded for a shove off the ball, and I think it was Diskin.
Well, this is your potential game-changing moment. Matt Diskin's run a player off the ball here. Look, shoulder charge Jamie Jones-Buchanan to create some space for Rayner. The referee spotted it, and Leeds are alive.
And Leeds now have to accommodate a change of tactics. Pitts has gone off the field. We've already seen Callum Watkins on at right centre, which means the man that was on the bench, the centre, Brett Delaney, the guy who was in the sin bin and cost Leeds so badly, is now playing in the second row.
Here's Laatiti, faced by Chev Walker. Walker gets a hold of him. Laatiti gets the ball away to Watkins. Watkins loses it, goes backwards, says the referee.
Third. Move.
Jones Bishop plays the ball. Sinfield. Oh, but Kylie Luluai couldn't take it. He was ahead of the pass, really, was Kylie Luluai. And the chance goes begging.
I do think, Bill, it was meant for Brent Webb.
Move. Hold.
10 metres away from the post.
Move. 2.
So, a let-off there for the Bulls. That penalty from Diskin could have been costly. That could be costly, but they couldn't get a hold of it. The offload very nearly came up in the hands of Sinfield, but Sinfield and Luluai, I think, got in each other's way there.
Just keep going back.
Both going for it.
Well, Kevin Sinfield, as soon as he sees he gets his arm free, he knows that he's going to offload that ball, so he has to stay alert. Unfortunately for Leeds, he knocks the ball forward.
Not the best play I've ever seen from the Bulls captain Andy Lynch, who was a compulsive, prolific offloader. He has reined that in his game.
He was actually the top offloader in the competition last season, so he likes an offload.
Doesn't he just? And he's hugely compulsive. Has to do it. Throws it on the floor virtually every time. That was one he should have kept hold of.
2. Move.
He's the man of the match, or one of them for the Bulls, certainly in terms of tries scored. Elliot Whitehead, a hat-trick for him. The ball's coming up to the last quarter of the game. 28-10 ahead. Hargreaves breaks with a little kick ahead. Walker trying it again. It's ricocheting everywhere, and it's going to come up for Walker, and he might yet get the try he desired. Disallowed in the first half. Steve Ganson will go to the video ref surely, but maybe there wasn't a lot wrong with that.
Everything's right.
Perhaps a suspicion of a knock-on.
Well, everything that Bradford have done this afternoon is so much sharper, crisper than what they did last season. Here, this play, look, the ball comes from Hargreaves, it's a nice pass backwards. The kick goes through, dropped off the floor now, that comes off a Leeds player, there's no doubt there. So that's play on to this stage. Chev Walker kicks it on, and it goes into the midriff of Ben Jones-Bishop. Now at that point, I think it's kicked backwards first by a Leeds player, or knocked backwards by Lauatiti. Here's the initial kick. Ricochets off Sinfield into the arms of Walker. Now it's going backwards. Now, does a Bradford player touch at that stage? I think not. It's off the left foot. Roll it on here. Now, does it hit his arm? His left arm, perhaps. Good save, you go back at that frame, but it touches the left forearm of Chev Walker. Back off Jones-Bishop, and then at that point hits the left elbow of Chev Walker.
I think that's the damning clip, Phil, isn't it? Although he doesn't deliberately play the ball, he still affects the movement of it, and to be honest, that was much harder for Chev Walker to try and kick that ball than pass it to his winger, who had no, which is Gareth Rayner, and he had nobody in front of him. It's not a try for mine.
Well, there's no doubt, is that the white ball hits his arm there. See the...
Do you know, for sheer devilment, I'm going to go against both of you here. I don't think he's looking at the ball, he's looking straight over the top of Jones-Bishop, thinking he's kicked the ball forward. I think Bishop then kicks the ball backwards.
Does he have to look at it? He's touched his arm, he's knocked it forward. The knock on. He's adversely affected the movement of the ball, and he's knocked it on in a forward motion.
Does it even hit his arm?
Yeah,
he's right. Do you know what? He doesn't deserve a try, because he should have passed it. Gareth Rayner should have been scorching round under the sticks as we're watching this.
Is this the fourth or fifth time we've seen this angle? I think the video referee has to make a decision. You can see the ball touches his arm there.
It's quite clear for me. Can we make moral decisions? Don't give it him, because he should have passed.
Richard Silverwood, has he come to a conclusion after multiple viewings of that incident? Chev Walker hopes it's in his favour.
It's about here, I think, you know. About on the 20, yeah.
But he could be disappointed here.
Come on, Chev Walker's arm.
No, I bet he's wiped that out because he should have passed.
Stand on, I'll call time off.
Hasn't had a great deal of good fortune on this ground, Chev Walker. He lost in 2 cup finals here, with the Rhinos, in fact, in 2003 against the Bulls, and then in 2005 against Hull.
Come off your arm,
and he's been unlucky twice today. 2 tries disallowed for the former Leeds man. That one, the narrowest of margins.
Okay, Rob. Yeah. Out!
Sinfield. Webb now. Need some spark, Leeds. They need a burst of creativity from somebody.
Go.
But there was suggestion in the Leeds camp ahead of the season that maybe one of the reasons for their downfall last year was too much individuality, too many players looking to teammates to come up with something and not enough pulling together. Whatever it takes now.
One of the difficulties they face in this final quarter is a strong defensive effort from Bradford. You know, the humiliation and embarrassment that they suffered last year as a club really has motivated them to defend strongly, and an attempted interception again by Elliot Whitehead. They can't find a way to break through Bradford down the middle of the field, and they're managing to cover the gaps out wide.
Still a goodly portion of the game to go into the last quarter, and if Leeds get on a roll, they can do some damage.
I think the mark of defence from Bradford this afternoon has been absolutely fantastic. They've slowed down Leeds. They seem to be winning the tackles. They're getting numbers in, and Leeds can't seem to be getting any go forward. Always looking to play outside of Bradford.
Rayner gets a hand in there. He'll kick it ahead, referee is going to bring it back.
You just have this feeling, don't you, that it's just all too flash with Leeds. Flick passes, face balls, taking gambles that are just not on.
Is it just for that miracle play?
It looks and it feels that way. We can't guarantee and say that because we're not in the camp.
Okay, lock in, lads.
You're looking at improvements. Goodness me, what on earth has Elliot Whitehead done? He's grown.
Oh, nice play. Sorry to interrupt you there, Paul, but a nice bit of creation and invention there by the scrum breaking and Kyle Ablett going straight down the middle. Got some trick plays, they just need a 4-point one.
Synchronised scrummaging from the Leeds Rhinos there, and it's made good progress for them. Badiris now, here is Sinfield, operating in that standoff role. 10 metres line, Sinfield is taken to ground eventually. Badiris, Borrow, Webb Senior has gone without it. He says to the referee that there was a bull's hand in there, and he's right. I think the touch judge intervened.
Is there not a first knock on from Keith Senior? We'll get to see it again here. Pass from Webb, Kyle Briggs. Well, they must claim that his hand, Briggs' hand touched it. That would have been the first knock on then from Bradford, perhaps.
So it's a great opportunity for Leeds now. Watkins onto that ball from Sinfield, but well tackled he was. Off goes Badiris. Elmer in there to make the tackle with his Bulls teammates. They're right in the shadow of those posts. Off the line quickly was Walker, over the top. Jones Bishop gets his second try of the game to give the Rhinos hope in front of their own supporters. Unselfish it was as well from Callum Watkins, because he could have tried his arm there, but he popped it over the top, and Ben Jones Bishop returning to the club after that spell in London, making an impact. And Leeds, well, maybe that's what they needed. Maybe they can kick on now.
Well, the scrum position was created. They were stretched on the right-hand side, Bradford, in their defence. And then eventually they came over to the left, and the left-hand side outnumbered. Gareth Rayner couldn't prevent the try. But interestingly, the Leeds tries have all been scored out wide on the left and right wings, which have made this kick very difficult indeed. A significant one if Sinfield can land it.
Losing his footing on the surface here, one or two players just saying that it is a bit tricky, but Leeds scenting a comeback. They trailed 28-10 to Wakefield last year in Edinburgh in the Millennium series. They came back and won that one, but they haven't got as much time to play with here.
Thought process now from the Bradford Bulls. Do we complete? Nail it. Don't push the ball past two players. Work from the ruck. Make sure you've got a completion. Work a good constructive kicking game and just keep hold of this match, or do you just try and keep passing, keep pushing, keep playing, because the Rhinos can come back and get you from anywhere.
The Bulls need to keep their calm, keep their composure.
They can do, Paul, but I think as they give a penalty away, I think they play exactly how they have done for the first 63 minutes, 64 minutes of this game. Here it is again, just too long. Kylie Luluai, feet at the line, he gets through, he pokes his nose through.
Surrender! Stand! One!
Martiti plays the ball. Burgess now running hard. The Bulls defending hard. Badiris. A lot of pressure on Badiris' shoulders now with Diskin in the Bulls' colours.
He can play 80 minutes and he's an absolute class act, Danny Badiris.
Borrow. Webb.
Move!
Whitehead with the tackle. The Bulls have got to play her down in back play. It's Platt. They carry on. The ball is loose. Who got a hand to that? Oh, it's a busy afternoon for Richard Silverwood. Leeds are celebrating. Kylie Luluai might have claimed a rare try there.
Well, we've only had one look and we're a long way away, but I thought Brett Carney saved this. I think it's a try-saving play to ground the ball in his own in-goal area. We've seen how dangerous Leeds can be here with some quick play the balls. There are occasions when both markers are still lying on the floor and Leeds are off and running. The kick goes through. Then as the ball goes over the line, is it the right hand or left hand of... Well, we'll need a few more views of this. He throws the ball in hope and speculation. It's then kicked on by Brent Webb. And Kylie Luluai and Carney have to contest here now to get to the ball first in the in-goal area. It's certainly grounded, we just don't know by whose hand.
Is that Luluai's left hand, Phil?
He's got a wrist strap on, left strap, has he?
No, that's on his right.
You've got to go Leeds. I got to go Leeds there.
Yeah, it's his left hand, isn't it? It is his left hand there, you can see it, because Carney's a 2 still up in the air. 6 inches before him.
He's on it first.
And this is 6 more points.
Well, Kevin Sinfield thinks he does. He's already got the ball on the tee, waiting to go.
Kylie Luluai got a rare try here in 2008 in the win against the Bulls. He's got another one, and it could be a crucial one. And Sinfield, as they said, has already lined up to convert Luluai's try. Sinfield hasn't had the best day of kicking for him, but he's got that one bang on target, and it's now Leeds 20, the Bulls 28.
Terry, we were chatting previously about a change of tactics. Look at Rob Burrows, so quick to play the ball. We're saying about the change of tactics. The Bradford Bulls haven't had a chance to change tactics. They've not seen the ball now for 4 or 5 minutes, and they really are now under the pump.
Speed in and around the ruck, that's what caused these problems, and it was Rob Burrows' initial run. But you've got to find something from within to get yourself back into a game, and that's exactly what Leeds have done. Kylie Luluai had that extra effort, that extra push to score that try.
Jones Bishop is underneath that restart, and here is Luke Burgess. Now then, can the Bulls keep their nerve? 15 minutes to go.
And it's 15 minutes, Bill, which I don't think Jamie Langley nor even perhaps Michael Platt will feature for Bradford. They are running out of healthy and fit bodies.
Lautiti now was looking for an offload there. Callum Watkins was hoping it would come his way. Burrow, Jamie Jones Buchanan. On the 40-metre line, the Leeds Rhinos building up a head of steam now. Here is Burrow. Diskin wrestled his former colleague to the ground. Lynch is there as well. 5th tackle there. Needs to be a good kick to keep the squeeze on. It is a good one from Sinfield. It's a great kick.
I think Bradford will be relieved that it's gone over the sideline here now. They're able to regather their composure, walk to this scrum. Just stops the momentum of the game slightly, which was all in the favour of the Leeds Rhinos.
And you know, Phil, it plays on your mind when you're on the park and you're there and you're playing. When a team has that much enthusiasm to run to form the scrum, you think these lads are up for it. We have got a big 15 minutes left. The last 15 minutes, we have got to switch on and defend.
Bulls. Some of the wind taken out of their sails now. They dominated the start of this second half.
Well,
are they running out of steam?
The biggest danger for Bradford is if they start to think about the clock, then they really are in trouble. If they continue to play the way they've played and done the right things, then they've got every chance of winning this match.
Got to play the set. Are they thinking about running these last couple of options at the back end of the set now, or are they going to kick? Do they want the ball out of play so they can slow it down and walk to the scrum, or are they going to take the chance on kicking the ball anywhere near one of the best attacking players in the world, and that's Brent Webb?
Lynch ships it on to Diskin. That's the 5th tackle just inside their own half for the Bradford Bulls, who lead here in Cardiff, 28 points to 10. As Briggs puts a good kick in as well. Walker is chasing that one. Webb is going to have to field it. Royston is arriving, and look at Webb's footwork, leaving 3 of them for dead there.
Lost it.
It's back to 6, in fact, says the referee.
Did he steal it? Did he get the ball back?
Well, he had 5 men putting him under pressure, trapping him in the corner, and he danced his way out of danger. Carl Briggs stole it and then probably regathered possession.
You know, the Bradford Bulls didn't do an awful lot wrong on that. Great completion, beautiful kick, 5-man chase, and they're now still going backwards with the Leeds Rhinos in full flow.
Burrow sells the dummy and goes. He's got Senior in support. He won't need him. Little Rob Burrow has taken a bit of a hammer today, but he's had the perfect answer to it. And Leeds are coming back. the Rhinos fans who were on the edge of their seats earlier on and looking on anxiously at the threat to their 100% Millennium Magic record are seeing Leeds coming roaring back here.
Well, Bradford have had their hearts broken in this stadium before against their arch rivals, and it looks like it might be about to happen again here. The pace with which Leeds can just burst into life. One of the players, the number one, got them out of trouble in one corner of the field, and the other little guy, Rob Burrow, scored in the far diagonal one.
Sinfield on target with that one. Now just 2 points in it. Leeds 26, Bradford 28. The Bulls at one point 28-10 ahead. But a rush of points from the Rhinos has turned things round here. Well, almost turned things round.
And this is Leeds. It's all about the speed. They're not overplaying the players like they were in the opening 20 minutes of this game. They're winning the ruck, they're getting up, they're playing the ball as quick as they can. And when that man Rob Burrow gets hold of the ball, look at the speed, look at the determination in his face. He's got Leeds back into the game, and Bradford must be starting to panic now. Can they keep the lead? Can they go on and get the result, Bradford? Oof. It's going to be tough against this Leeds side, Phil.
The big talking point has to be the Brent Webb in the corner when he lost possession and regathered it. We'll get to look at that again perhaps after the match. That was a huge moment in this game.
Well, Rob Burrow is nearing 1,000 points in his career. And he's actually got a testimonial starting later this year. Well-earned testimonial as well. And that's the sort of performance that'll have the Leeds fans rushing to support his... Not that they wouldn't support his testimonial in the first place, because he's been a great servant to the club. Now then, the Bulls, as Phil was saying, their hearts broken on this ground before, not least in 2007, in that 42-38 win. Here is Burrow. Drills the kick downfield. Real test of character now for the Bradford Bulls.
But look at the chase. It's all about keeping your nerve now. 9 minutes left in this game, and you've got to say it's Leeds at the minute who seem to be playing on the front foot.
Tackle 2 completed, just behind the scenes now. You can see with the Bradford Bulls, there's the third play. They're trying to work out, goodness me, that was a lifesaver. They're just trying to work out then on the third, the fourth, how are we going to kick, who's going to kick? Do we want the ball out of play, or were we going to give it back to Brent Webb and let him possibly do what he's done on the last set?
Kylie Luluai penalised there for just clinging on to Shad Royston a bit longer. Scruton now.
Do Bradford still have an attacking mindset that we'll see in this set, instead of 6 tackles that Lestrade takes it to line? Was that a penalty?
Here is Diskin now. Carney, Olivia Ellimer, French international captain Ellimer.
They've gone to the kick on many occasions now once they've had this field position. Are they going to gamble putting the ball up in the air? Because possibly this time the Rhinos might come down with it.
Briggs finds Scruton. Scruton does well to bounce off Luluai there. That is the 5th tackle. Bang in front of the post now. It'll be with Carney. Carney, grubber kick through. And they're going to get the ball back, I think, of the Bradford Bulls. They've done well to pin Brent Webb inside his own in-goal area.
Really smart play from the Bradford Bulls. Ball wasn't in the air. It's either got to be on the floor or it's got to be right over the top. You don't want anything mid-riff that can be caught and caught easily. I thought that was really, really smart from Bradford.
Well, it was important for the Bulls that they stopped the bleeding. They've had possession at this end of the field. It's a short kick-off from Kevin Sinfield. Who's it gone forward from? The referee says play on.
They've got it back. We saw the Crusaders come up with something like that in their game. Clinton Shivkovsky, and it paid off, and it's come up for Ryan Hall there.
Well, Leeds obviously know they're 2 points behind, the clock's against them. They need to get the ball back as quickly as they can, and that's good play.
Sinfield just stumbled at the crucial moment there as he was thinking of moving that ball on.
As a coach now, you want your players to be nothing more than honest.
Jamie Jones-Buchanan on the burst.
Let the tackle go, you've lost the contact. Get out the way, do not concede.
Sinfield now. thumps that ball into the air. Maybe got a bit too much distance on it, but it's wrong-footed Carney. It's ricocheted off the post, and by the skin of his teeth, Brett Carney has got that ball round his knees. Not sure if that is physically possible, but he did it.
I think this is going to be a very, very tough ask now. It's going to be a tough 6 minutes for Bradford. All the outside backs coming in, trying to help the forwards out. They know that they've done an awful lot of hard work.
But surely they've got some experienced campaigners out there, the Bulls. It's not as though they're all rookies and green.
No, absolutely. You hit it right on the head then, Terry. It was backs away set, wingers, full-back centres. Massive carry previously from Chev Walker. Just giving the big men a little bit of a breather so they can get to the ball on play 4 and 5.
Brent Webb running the ball back. A roar goes up from the Rhinos supporters when they see him in possession. Here is Ben Jones-Bishop, 2 tries to his name. Elliot Whitehead has got a hat-trick for the Bulls already. Jones-Bishop with 2. Here's Cross. Briggs and Sibbett with the tackle as Badiris takes it on. Jones-Bishop and Walker flattens him with a good tackle. 4 tackles gone. Sinfield. Burrow now. Burrow. Scruton just gets a hold of him. Quick play the ball on the last. Webb chips the kick over the top. Patrick Alvan has to turn. Fields the ball and for a moment thought about giving it to Brett Carney, but clings on. Into the last 5 minutes here. The Bulls clinging on.
Now you're looking for volunteers, aren't you? Who's behind the ball? Who's going to carry?
Well, whether it's a speed set, whether it's your forwards who get in, just simple plays off the ruck, just kick it as far as you can up the pitch.
Bradford have only won 1 of the last 8 games against the Rhinos since 2007. They did have that 20-all draw at Headingley last season. Touch judges on, though.
Was that for a grapple tackle in the previous tackle?
I would imagine Bradford are going to be awarded a penalty. Firstly, they're awarded some oxygen.
Luke Burgess.
The clock stops.
Luke, grapple tackle. It's a grapple tackle.
That is a lifeline for the Bulls, isn't it?
Where we are, yeah? Yeah.
4 minutes to go.
Well, there it is. It's a killer as well for Brian McDermott and Leeds. Had him in good position, exactly where they wanted him. They wanted to defend down this area of the park. All of a sudden, they give the penalty away, relieving penalty.
You know what, Terry? There's a fantastic clip yesterday in the Wigan Saints game. Young Farrell, Liam Farrell, had his arm around someone's neck, just about to bend him over backwards, then let go, dropped the arm around the body, and got away with it. It can be done.
Move! Hold! Go.
The Bulls without an opening day win since 2007. Just about 3 minutes away from it now. And against Leeds, of all people. But it's going to be a nerve-jangling final 3 minutes for these Bulls supporters. And Leeds just want to get their hands on the ball again. Ellimer has lost it. They will get their hands on the ball now. And Webb has picked it up.
0. Move!
And they've continued to pass and play. Put them under pressure, and Keith Senior now, what, 75 metres from the try line that he has to get to. He or his teammates have probably got, what, 10 more players left, I think, in this 3 minutes. And in those 10 players, somebody's got to get over the line.
Move! Hold!
Leeds conditioner Jason Davidson comes herring onto the field. Instructions going out there as Delaney takes it. It's Damien Gibson, I beg your pardon, who's out there. Looking very fit. So too is Jones-Bishop. Jones-Bishop, his moment for glory. Chip ahead. Rayner is chasing him. Did Rayner take him down? Is it a penalty try? The referee has asked for the video ref to take a look at that. What drama here. Drama as we had in 2007.
You know, I don't think it can be awarded as a penalty try because the Bradford Bulls have players chasing back in the in goal. You can't really say whether they would have got to the ball or not. Brilliant play from Jones-Bishop. Just look at the footwork. He's taken down almost simultaneously, but look in the background now, just coming around the back of Steve Ganson, going back to an attempted pick-up. It's gone to the foot.
I think you could award a penalty try, but I wouldn't. I do think this is a legitimate challenge
Look at all
Gareth
the Bradford
Rayner.
Bulls players chasing behind the back of Steve
Patrick
Jansen.
Armand's more than 15 metres away at that point there.
But what do you got to that? There's the question,
that's
Phil.
the decision
That's
of the video
decision.
ref, isn't
and
it?
I think when someone's in the frame, that then takes that decision away.
Looking at it in slow motion, looks worse for Gareth Rayner. It's brilliant play by Leeds to go down this side. Watkins and Ben Jones-Bishop have shown just how they're going to excite this season. But can they send their fans home from Cardiff with a real smile on their face?
Could that be classed as a simultaneous contact from Rayner?
I think it is. I wouldn't award a penalty. I would award a goal line dropout.
Well, it's not up to us. It's up to video ref Richard Silverwood. Crucial decision here. And it's a decision in the favour of the Leeds Rhinos. It's a shocker for the Bradford Bulls. For Gareth Rayner. And it's a try for the Rhinos that will win them the game. Ben Jones-Bishop gets the hat-trick. Well, the third being the penalty try, but what a way for the Bulls to lose it.
But what about the centre play from Callum Watkins? I've said he really does have the world at his feet. And then the man who puts the ball to his foot ends up being awarded with a penalty try. These two on the right-hand side are so hot.
2007, Leeds won it at the death with that kick that ricocheted off the post, and Jordan Tanzi followed up. The Bulls were hurt by that. They're hurting again now. Sinfield from bang in front of the post claims the extra points. Jones-Bishop claims the hat-trick, and Leeds look as though they're going to claim the victory as well.
Penalty timer is deemed that he's chucking
And heartbreak it is for the Bradford Bulls. Their wait for an opening day win will go on unless they can come up with something at the death here now.
I think they're going to go short for a big Olivier element. Kevin Sinfield spotted it. They're all moving around the Leeds players.
On the 10, yeah.
Be surprised if a right-footed kicker attempts to kick it to that side of the field.
Jones-Bishop, the tallest probably of the Leeds players, has moved into the danger area to contest that ball, which has only just gone 10. It's going to come up for Leeds, it is. That's the game, surely. Into the last minute now. Somebody's going to have to come with something special for the Bulls. They've come up with a big hit there.
What a fantastic last 20 minutes for this Leeds side. They knew exactly what they had to do. And some people out there saying it's a transition year for Leeds. I think that's an absolute load of rubbish. Brian McDermott's come. He's brought a work ethic to this side. It's littered with stars, and I think it's in for a big year from this Leeds Rhinos side.
Well, what a test of character this has been for this Leeds side. And there's the penalty, the high tackle.
Contact with the head.
Scruton,
Careful.
Heath Lestrange, Elliot Whitehead, all in there. It was Scruton, the most enthusiastic of them. So the penalty goes Leeds Rhinos' way. The win goes Leeds Rhinos' way. Their 100% record in this Millennium Magic competition, or the Magic Weekend competition, stays alive, but only just. Looking down the barrel at one point, but they have chipped their way back, and courtesy of that late penalty try, they're going to go away with the win. The clock counting down. The Bradford so close. And the Bulls players cannot believe what has happened. Leeds have got out of jail. And Ben Jones-Bishop, the young man who's back at the Rhinos after his year at Harlequins, has helped them snatch this game. With 22 points in the last quarter, Brian McDermott's team have won it against the odds. But if nothing else, the Bradford Bulls have indicated that they are back and could be a force in Super League this season. Matt Diskin enjoying his Super League debut for the Bulls against his former club. Patrick Alban among the try scorers as well. But it's Leeds who've got the win, but only at the death. And Ben Jones-Bishop, the man who helped them get there, his 3 tries earning him the man of the match, and he's with Rod.
Ben, well done. What a game, what a performance, and what an ending. Just sum up what that was like for you.
Yeah, it was a great performance. We had to dig deep in the first half. You know, they got a couple of
kicks or tries from kicks, but you know, we had to rally back at the end, and we proved that we're a great team.
Now look, you'd already scored twice, but the Rhinos were still behind when you kicked ahead and Gareth Rayner came and pulled you down. Did you think immediately, I would have scored, this has got to be a penalty try?
Yeah, definitely. I kicked it through, it was nice weight, it was in the end goal area, I would have dived on it, so yeah, definitely.
Just tell me what the wait was like when you were waiting for the video ref to make the decision.
Yeah, it was an anxious wait, but, you know, I knew the referee would call the right decision.
This Leeds side have made a lot of comebacks over the years. We can see from this performance that you mean business this season. You've still got that hunger and that desire late on in the game.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you know, it's round one, so, you know, we're a bit scratchy, especially in attack, but, you know, we'll get better and, you know, we'll do good.
Well done, man. Join the party over there. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
What a comeback win for the Leeds Rhinos. What a heartbreaking defeat for the Bradford Bulls. What do they say? They've plucked victory from the jaws of defeat. They certainly have. And the penalty try was crucial in the end. 32 points to 28. Well, I hope he's got a book big enough, because John Wells has been taking notes, and you've got something to talk about here.
What a pulsating game of rugby league, Eddie. It was Bradford that came out the stronger in the second half. That's Whitehead again. He's had an outstanding game, hat-trick to his name. We told you he was one to watch. There's Diskin, this is his speciality, a loose play the ball, a quick play the ball, defenders are not set. Jay Pittsett is there, the retreating Leeds man, and Diskin to ground the ball for an early Bradford try in that second half. This is Brent Webb, and in marked contrast to his efforts in the first half. He's there, he's Johnny on the spot, he's tracked along a good 20-30 metres there, and he gets out of jail. He gets out and gives his Leeds side a chance. Now we come to the Whitehead hat-trick try. It's a nice little weighted kick from Kenny. Just as we highlight Whitehead, just look how many Leeds players are in the frame that could potentially affect the outcome of this. None of them put a name on it. Brian Mack will be very disappointed. One of his Leeds players didn't take charge there. 7 Bradford players in such a tight space on your goal line, forces Platt up and commits and creates the overlap for Leeds. Ben Jones-Bishop there with his second score. And again, that's Badiris and Luluai. Luluai, the eventual try scorer. And as we see, Badiris is, like a lot of these Leeds players, played a lot of rugby together, willing to throw that pass, know that there is support, and Luluai the beneficiary. Now this is Rob Burrows' try. We saw him tracking across the back of the ruck. He saw that the Bradford players are making late adjustments across the back of that ruck, and then it's all down to an individual piece of skill from that man. We've seen it so many times. He's a world-class player, is Rob Burrow, and he's got good speed when he's in the clear. Great try, and what a great stage to do it on. Kevin Sinfield, and these are low percentage plays. Leeds needed something at this stage in the game. 2 points down, 72 minutes. The play comes off and sets up a pulsating finish. And Ben Jones-Bishop, the hat-trick try scorer, Callum Watkins with an exit flick pass. That's worth the entrance fee alone. And for me, again, the right decision, a penalty try, and an amazing win there for Leeds.
Unbelievable win, absolutely right. I have the Bible in my hand, which is the rugby league laws of the game. And Paul, you were casting doubt about the validity of a penalty try. Just let me read you in black and white what it says. The referee may award a penalty try if, in his opinion, the try would have been scored but for unfair play by a defending team. That's the critical thing, if in his opinion.
Then we respect that opinion. We've seen it a number of times previously where there's people in the frame and that process of penalty try has been brought off. But you know, one of the big plays for me in that game, actually, well, here we go on that movement. Sinfield's, there's just lovely hands. The flick pass is superb. Great read. I love what he said about the weight. He got the weight on the first kick, the weight on the second kick. Arvan's in the frame there. Who's to say that he wouldn't have come across
Richard
and
Silverwood,
cleared that out?
the video referee.
In his opinion, we accept it and we respect it.
Brilliant play though by Ben Jones-Bishop.
We chatted in commentary, and I spoke to Terry about it, about tactics and change of tactics. What do Bradford do? 9-10 minutes to the back end of that game. They've got the match. They've got the points on the board. What do you do? Opinions. Play on as you can. Got complete kick chase. Andy Lynch pushes a ball. Alima knocks on. Full length of field. Lose the game.